Good evening, everyone. I, Shruti Dubey, welcome you all on behalf of UPES-CSI student chapter to this webinar on Introduction to Hackathon 5.0. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our speaker, Mr. Astitva Gupta sir, who is going to talk about what Hackathon is and how impactful and valuable experience a participant gains from it. Our speaker, Astitva sir, is currently working as a software developer at Larsen and Toubro Infotech. Sir has worked on many projects and also has his YouTube channel named Courseveda to help the beginners into different fields. Courseveda is an edtech startup that offers recommendation of courses based on the feedback from their Facebook community and also blog by experts. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for this incredible introduction. And I'm really glad to be a part of this. And I thank CSI to give me this opportunity to share my experience of hackathon with all the students. So just let's get started with, I will quickly share my screen. Hmm. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is
Hello.
visible.
Okay. Sure. So welcome everyone to this workshop, which is all about hackathons and how to get the most out of this and every hackathon that you go into. So first of all, let me start with who I am. So my name is Astitva and I am the founder of Courseveda. Courseveda is an edtech startup, as Shruti told. Apart from this, I also work as a software developer in LTI, and I am also a content creator on YouTube, as well as I post some graphic designing stuff on Instagram as well. So you can check me out there via @the creative clown. So I have prior many experiences to be a part of hackathons. So I participated in CSI hackathons also. Apart from that, I was the part of Rajasthan hackathon. I was the part of IBM Pravega hackathon 2019. And so in this workshop, we are going to learn about what, why, when, where, who, and how of hackathons. So let's start with, first of all, what is an hackathon? So hackathon is basically a simple design sprint like event where all the different programmers and people related to software development fields come together to code and to innovate. So these people can be graphic designers, project managers, domain experts, and front end developers, back end developers, and other people. So there are more than 8,000 hackathons that went in 2020. Apart from that, hackathons have increased massively. So the last year only, the hackathons were up by 40%. And in Smart India Hackathon, as you might know, that it's a very famous event. So in 2017 alone, there were more than 10 lakh participants in Smart India Hackathon. So the popularity of hackathons is continuously growing, and I think if you are a computer science engineer, you should definitely be a part of one. So why be a part of one? So let me tell you. So hackathons are really fun events. You get to eat, you get to learn a lot, and you get to meet a lot of people. Hackathons are cheap, they are satisfying. Apart from that, you learn how industries work in real life. You learn how to innovate, you learn how to solve various problems. You learn how to work in a team, and you really get to know like what you are good at and what you are not. So who is a hackathon for? So hackathon I think is for everyone who is a part of computer science. You can go in hackathon as a beginner not knowing anything. Believe me, you will get a lot out of it. So you can go as a graphic designer, you can go as a front end developer, a back end developer. So you can go as a domain expert, you can also go as managing the project. So these are different things that you can go as in a hackathon. So when is the right time to start contributing to a hackathon? When is the right time to go to a hackathon? So you must start now as a beginner. Like when I went to my first hackathon, I didn't know anything. And I went in there, and the first hackathon was from uh, Hypervision chapter. So I went in, and me and my friend made a website, and we came third in that hackathon. So prior to that, we didn't know anything about being a part of hackathons, or we didn't even know like how websites work in real life. Okay, so where you can find different hackathon events, how you can be a part of them. So these are some of the links which you can go through to be a part of different hackathons. So I will give you these slides, and you can definitely after the workshop go through all these slides and be part of different hackathons taking place. Moving on, now the most important part comes: how you can go into hackathon, what you have to do in a hackathon, and how to get the most out of a hackathon. So first of all, you will need a team to go into a hackathon. So whenever a hackathon is announced, start talking to people, different kinds of people. Know You should know that it's not always about friends. If you want to win a hackathon, make a solid team. Have the team members have a team which is diversified. Like there must not be people who are just good into one part of the coding. You must take different people and have different people be a part of your team, and compatibility and trust over everything. So you must trust your teammates, you must have a trust that they can do what they are saying, they can build what you want to build. So that's how you make a team. Don't go with your friends thinking that let's हाँ कि जो है friends आ जाएंगे, थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड कर लेंगे और हो गया. अगर if you are going with the intention of winning a hackathon, then make a solid team. Okay, that's all. And उसके बाद just go into the hackathon. And before you go in, there are some things that you must know. Like do your research beforehand going into the hackathon. If you know like what's gonna be the topic in the hackathon, do your research. What different things you can do, what stuff you can build regarding that problem, and prepare a formula like how you are gonna prepare your presentation for presenting at the hackathons, because in many hackathons the first round is to pitch the idea for what you are building. So you must be very good at what you are building, and you must be good enough to convince the people that you can build this thing. Okay, and charge your devices. Like it's a big thing. Like you have to work on your laptops, and you have to work with different stuff, like you have to transfer data to different people. So be prepared and be ready for that, and be ready for who is going to do what. Like I'm gonna handle the front end, so who is gonna handle the back end part of the hackathon? So be prepared regarding those things. And once you are in the hackathon, so focus on building your MVP. That's minimum viable product. So if you have decided that you are gonna build this website, so be prepared, like you build that website in the given amount of time. Don't be ajak. Share your contribution with all and use GitHub to contribute, so you can easily contribute. Different people can contribute together and help to get help. So hackathon is not only about you. There are different participants that come to the hackathon. So if you know something that can help those participants, please do help. And if you need help from anyone, please get some help, because and network a lot. Get to know different people, get to know what they are building, how they are approaching the solution to the problem, and most importantly, have fun, eat, and get a sleep if it's more than 1 day hackathon. Okay, so this is not true that one does not simply sleep during a hackathon. It's your choice, but if you want to work efficiently, do sort out these things, that in this time we are gonna do that, so one person can sleep, and when you are sleeping, other person can get on to do different things. Okay, so like it is the winning recipe. Hackathon is not a competition. You are going to build what you want to. You are going there to innovate your stuff, and this is the recipe that you, if you do all these things in good manner, you can definitely win your hackathon. Okay, and if you still don't win this hackathon, you can come back to this slide and say, I said that hackathon would be fun, it would give you a lot of joy. But if it didn't give you a lot of joy, if you are not satisfied with hackathon, you can come back and watch this video. So I made this video for hackathons. The link is, I will give this slide also, so you can definitely watch. Apart from that, let me tell you about different FAQs that are asked. So hackathon really helps during your interviews. So during your interviews, in your placement time, you have to tell the interviewer like what are the projects that you have built. So you can definitely include the projects that you have built in hackathons. And if you tell the interviewer that you have gone through various hackathons, it also gives you the opportunity that interviewer also thinks that he has worked on some real stuff and he has the knowledge and applied this knowledge in real life. So do hackathons only recognize the ultimate winners? It's not true. So there are various categories in hackathons, like in CSI hackathon only, like in my time there were different categories like most innovative coder, most innovative team, debutant team, and different kinds of these. Apart from that, you are going to hackathon to gain experience and learn. So keep that thing in mind. And is hackathon only for noobs or experts? So hackathon is for everyone. Either you are a noob or you are an expert. If you want to learn about how things work in real life, how the projects are made, so please go to the hackathons. Also, nowadays, many companies have started this thing in their organization, that they do internal hackathons to innovate different things. So hackathons are really growing. And will going to hackathons change my life? If you go continuously to hackathons, it definitely will. uh, in some way or the other, it changed my life. I love going to the hackathons. I have been part of many hackathons, and I would love to see you. in different hackathons also. So yeah, so let me tell you about this is all that I wanted to discuss about hackathons. Now let me tell you a little about my startup Courseveda. So Courseveda is an edtech startup that aims to help students in providing them mentorship and guidance to learn different things and dive into different fields. So we are also looking for interns in different fields. We are looking for interns in the field of content creation. We are looking for interns in the field of content writing. We are looking for content. We are looking for interns in the field of social media handling, and know more about us on various different social media platforms. So these are all the social media platforms where you can find us on. And we also have a small surprise for you in the form of a ebook. So after the workshop, you can go through this link and you just have to enter your email and we will send you the ebook in here. And that's all. Thank you for all the attention that you have given. And if you have any questions, I would be really happy to answer them.
Yes, sir, we have a question from Dhruv Gupta. Sir,
Yeah.
could you please give some project examples so that we could get a direction to think about our project?
So, Dhruv, it depends upon like what problem you are solving. Suppose you are solving the problem in the field of AI ML, there would be problem to solve of the fake news. So you can go into different things regarding that. It all depends on the problem that you get in the hackathon. And if you are free to choose any problem, so try to think of real life problems. Like fake news is one of the problem. Apart from that, uh, you can try different things and build something that changes and affects the real life.
I guess that's it, sir. There are no more questions in the inbox.
Okay.
We are really
Mm,
glad, sir, that you could steal some time from your busy schedule for this workshop. Thanks a lot.
okay.
So
Is
we
it?
have one more question from Dhruv again.
Yeah. So
Is it
it is.
important that a project is unique?
No, Dhruv, it's not important that your project is unique. It's important that you build that stuff out. So many a times people have different ideas and have very good ideas, but they can't implement those ideas. So it's very important for you that you are going in there with the intention of building this stuff. I guess that answers your problem. Like we always have
Yes, sir,
thoughts which.
definitely.
Oh, so talking about the things that are available on Google. So you can definitely find some projects that are available on Google, but that's not definitely the case of like what you are trying to solve uh, in during the hackathon. So all the motive of hackathon is to go in there and then build that stuff out. So you can definitely find different things that are available on Google. You can take the different things from there and you can integrate them in your project, but you have to be solving a real life problem, and the questions or the problems given in a hackathon are generally the problems that haven't been solved. So hackathons are more about innovating. So Dhruv, you can't submit a great idea in 48 hours, but you can definitely learn those stuff. Like in my first hackathon, it was of 24 hours. So I learned making website on YouTube in those 24 hours and built out the website. So 48 hours are really enough to start your career in different fields. You can look on the YouTube how to do that and go through that. Okay, what about presentation submission? I didn't understand your question, Devil Super.
So I guess he's asking about where to submit the presentation.
That would be provided during the hackathon to you, where you have to submit the presentation, I guess.
So there are no more questions in the chat box, I guess.
Yeah, Shruti.
We are really glad, sir, that you could steal some time from your busy schedule and be here with us. Thanks a lot for sharing your experiences.
Thank you, Shruti. And thank you for everyone who joined this workshop. I'm really glad that I could help and have a
So there are
wonderful
two
day.
more questions up here.
Yeah, sure.
One is from Geoffrey Saxena. Is it okay to make websites in a hackathon?
Why not? Why isn't it okay to build websites in a hackathon? Like you can definitely build anything that you want that solves the particular problem. Like in the first hackathon, I remember the problem was about helping out the farmers to sell their crops. So we built a portal for selling crops for the farmers. That's what we did. Another, I think that answers the question. Yeah, Dhruv, it's completely okay to merge two or more ideas. As much as hackathons are about ideas, it is all about solving the problem also. Like many a times, there are incredible ideas that people have, but they aren't able to solve those problems. So it is necessary that you go through both of them. And even in the first round, when you pitch the idea to someone, they are gonna ask you like how you are gonna get to this solution. So you have to be prepared for that also.
So we have a question from Devil Super.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm joining for the first time. Can you please provide some information about the presentation submission?
So in presentation submission, you have to describe like what product you are gonna make, what thing you are gonna make, and how you are gonna make it. So the technologies that you can use, you have to go tell those technologies, and you have to look for the possible solutions of the different product, and you have to know like how you can get to that solution within the particular amount of time.
So there is a question from Ramya Mihir. Sir, do we have to be good at coding to participate in a hackathon?
So Ramya, I already told you this, like hackathons are not only about coding. So there are different things that you can be good at. You can be good at presenting the stuff, so that can be your part. And apart from that, you can be be good at graphic designing. You can be good at front end design of the product. You can be good at managing the people. So it all matters. Hackathons is a team effort, and it's not only about coding, it's a sprint like event. So you have to take in different things in account.
So we have one question from Divyanshi Sharma. What all should one know to be prepared for the hackathon?
Okay, so Devyanshi, as in the slides I already showed you. So first of all, the most important thing is to make a team, and you should and when you make a team, you should know like what is the thing that you are solving, how you are gonna solve it, what part everyone is gonna play during the hackathon, and how you are gonna figure out who is doing what, and in the certain amount of time you have to figure out the your minimum viable product.
So we have a question from Sarthak Saraya. Sir, how first year students will compete with all the other experienced participants? Do they stand a chance to win?
Okay, so if the first year students don't even participate, if they don't even start, they have zero chances of winning. And if they do participate, they do have a chance to get in there, get in with their idea. And if their idea works, and if they think that the solution can work, they can work on that problem even after the hackathon ends. So it's just not limited to hackathons. If you think that your idea is good enough and you can solve a particular problem, you can also go through that problem after the hackathon. So the chances of winning of a first year might be less as compared to experienced players, but you can always build up a team in which you have some experienced player.
So we have a question from Devil Super. Is it necessary to provide all the solution code or idea is sufficient?
So it all starts with the idea. I think the first round would be of idea presentation, and after that you will have to start with your coding stuff. You will have to start with uh, your idea. You have to make it a reality. So you don't have to make the complete the whole idea. No one expects that what you are pitching you would make it in 48 hours. It definitely doesn't happen. The thing is to get the basics right and code a minimum viable product. There you should not focus much on like the solutions, like making it more pleasing to the eye. Like you should know how a basic functionality of your product works.
So we have a question from Divyanshi Sharma. How can we choose a good theme to move forward?
Okay, so first of all, like, is it open? Is CSI hackathon open? Like, you can choose any theme. I wanted to know this. Shruti, can
No,
you
so there,
provide
I
me?
guess there are choices. There are choices. There will be themes given around a few number of themes will be given, and you have to make a choice from them.
Yeah. So, like, who was the person asking the question?
Divyanshi was asking the question, sir.
Yeah. So Devanshi, in each and every hackathon, there is the theme given, there's a problem given, and then you have to solve the problem. If you get all the themes in advance, like before even the hackathon starts, so you can start building that stuff today and you can present it in the hackathon.
So
And
we
as
have
if
a question from Dhruv.
yeah.
Can we choose our idea before the themes are announced?
No, you can't choose the idea before the themes are announced. You can just go through making a team like that. If I'm gonna work on making the website, if I'm gonna work on making this application, so I have the required teams that are capable of going through that and making that possible. And the idea is just a small part of the hackathon. the more focus of yours should be on how to implement that idea.
So we have a question from Indrakshi Roy Chaudhary.
Yeah.
Is it necessary that all participants should have good coding skills to participate?
Indrakshi, so I already answered this question. Like, you don't have to have good coding skills to participate. You can go in as different things. So you can go as a graphic designer, you can go as someone who manages the project, you can go in as who is good with front end coding. So you can go through as different those things. And apart from that, there is a need for someone who can present your idea in a super form. So you can go in as there as a presenter also.
So there is a question from Ashar Ali. Isn't there
Yeah.
any open track or theme?
So, Asha, the main focus of the hackathons is to go in there and then innovate on the problems that you are given. So, if hackathons were open, like you could do anything. So, like my concern was key you could start coding that thing from now on and you can just show that thing in the hackathon. So there's no point in giving the open theme or giving you the theme in advance. So these all things happen when you are in the hackathon.
So there is a question from Devil Super. What about the different stages of code submission 1, 2, and 3?
So different stages of code submission happen like it starts with what you are doing in each summation, how much your product is progressing in each section. Suppose you start with in the code submission one, like you code the some functionality of like basic structure of the website. In the second code submission, you add some features to the website. In the third section, you add another features like login and sign up functionalities. So that's how code submissions, different stages of code submissions work. uh, you don't have to submit everything in code submission one. You can go through step by step, try to build the whole project. Don't focus on things like in the first code submission I will try to work only on backend. In the second code submission I will try to work only on front end. So build the whole structure of the website from front end to back end. It can be like from front end to back end you have done the login sign up functionality. In the second submission you have done login sign up as well as handle all the different users. So that's how the different stages of code submission should work ideally.
I guess that's all, sir. We have no more questions now in the comment section.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot that you could steal some time from your busy schedule and come up with us over here and share your experience and answer our queries.
Thank you, Shruti, and thank you everyone for who was the part of this workshop. And I'm really glad that I could share my experience with you guys. And have a wonderful day, everyone.